Every year, more e-commerce brands panic when their costs spike during the Black Friday weekend and they start making the wrong decisions inside their Meta ad account. In this video, I want to show you exactly how we internally scale spend, protect ROAS, and stay profitable using a structure that forces Meta to spend efficiently even when CPMs spike, and how you can avoid these mistakes and make sure this Black Friday is gonna be the biggest revenue day you will ever have in your brand. This is the real playbook we use for all our 7 and 8 figure clients during that weekend to scale profitable and without any headache. Every Black Friday weekend, my team and I manage millions of dollars in ad spend across multiple brands. And here's the reality. What you are going to do in those 72 hours is gonna dictate how much extra revenue you are making for your brand this year or how much money you're gonna leave on the table. In a second, I'm gonna walk you through the exact same system we use to maximize volume, scale aggressively, and keep performance stable during those 3 days when Meta's auction is an absolute madness. I put together some slides that's gonna help me walk you through the exact same process we use to maximize revenue during the Black Friday Cyber Monday peak while protecting MER and ROAS and delivery stability. It's not necessarily about theory, it's all about real data-driven execution hour by hour, I would say, during the most important 72 hours. I want to start by talking about the reality of Black Friday Cyber Monday. During that weekend, you are most likely going to deal with 3 main variables. 1. Auction pressure. Everyone's bidding harder, so keep that in mind. CPMs will spike. Cost is raising every single year with more competition in the auction, make the space more expensive to advertise. And third, conversion surges. People are ready to buy, but only if you are visible early. That's why you cannot rely on only in-platform reported metrics anymore, like ROAS. You have to look at your blended MER, you have to look at your blended CAC, look through your CPA ceilings, AOV, and most importantly, track your budget pacing by hour in the best way possible. Moving to the second part, I would like to talk about tech, how we actually scale inside our Meta ad account without breaking everything else. This is more like an agenda. I'm gonna break down a few of the things that I truly believe are important, and then we're gonna dive deeper into every single one of those later into the video. Timing and pace. We ramp budgets early before competition. Same day lifetime campaigns. We prefer all the time to run inflated lifetime budgets on Meta because it's gonna force Meta to spend more throughout that day, maximizing volume. Surge duplicate. Instead of like doubling budgets all the time, we always duplicate top performing ad sets by pushing higher budgets behind them from the beginning that will most likely be ready to spend the moment you turn them on, and always test auto bidding versus cost cap or ROAS target. You can flip between them depending on volatility. Keep in mind that it's all about fitting Meta with what it needs to perform without forcing it into a bottle. Let's talk about how to approach KPI targets and pacing framework. Some of the most important rules before the midnight you set for yourself are set daily revenue targets and MER floor, define spend ceiling and CPA ceiling inside your account, create pacing checkpoints, hourly overnight, every 30 minutes in the morning, hourly in the afternoon, in order to make sure that you are spending with profitability in mind. A good example that I've been using every year for, I would say, an ad account that would prefer to reach around $10,000 in daily ad spend throughout that weekend would be a 20% increase by 10 a.m., a 55% increase by 4 p.m., and then you can definitely complete double your budget before midnight. Now we are going to start breaking every single one of those concepts down so you can have a better clarity and understanding on how should we approach every single one of them. Early morning budget ramp. Our goal is to be live and spending before everybody else wakes up. Right after midnight, we bump top asset budget by 15 to 30%. Then I will do it again at 6 a.m. if my customer acquisition cost hold. On CBO campaigns, we raise the campaign budget by 20 and 30%, but never touch the ad set caps. If CPA stays healthy and spend lag, we keep bumping in 10 to 20% increments every 60 and 90 minutes to unlock more volume and scalability. This early data advantage let the Meta algorithm stabilize before auction pressure starts picking up, and you will be able to take advantage before everybody else and make sure that you are reaching those customers. Let's break down the concept of same day lifetime paying. These, I'm telling you, are money during the Black Friday week. Here's the idea. Run campaigns that start and end on the exact same day with inflated lifetime budgets behind them. I would say you can put a 1 point to a 3x. For example, you can set your budget at a 1.5 or a 3x higher behind those lifetime budget campaigns based on your expected spend throughout that day. Objective obviously should always be purchases no matter what. Structure. I highly suggest running those on broad audiences because broad will most likely outperform anything else, but throughout this time it's good to stack any sort of like lookalike audiences and interest-based audiences on top of everything else. Creative. Have a mix of creatives with those type of campaigns. Best static ads, your best UGC video, any sort of offer focused creative, social proof ad, anything you had running inside your account as evergreen ads, it's good to add them in here. So because the budget has to be spent today, Meta is most likely gonna be forced to ramp the delivery of their campaign. But if by 2 p.m. I would say it hasn't spent enough, you can extend the time by 1 to 2 hours in that lifetime budget. Another one of the concept was to basically turn on your duplicates. And let me explain. So instead of jacking up budget 50 or 100% on certain assets, just turn on the duplicates with the higher spend behind them. We like to duplicate top performing assets with, I would say, a 1 or a 2x increase in budget. It can even be 50, 100% higher budgets behind them. You keep them turned off inside your ad account, and then you start turning them on gradually at 6:15 a.m., at 8:30 a.m., and then at 11 a.m., maybe later afternoon as well, based on how much volume you need to spend that day if performance holds. And then you start killing any of those siblings or duplicates that goes above a 1.5x CPA after 60 and 90 minutes, based on obviously your CPA target and what's the overall MER you are going after in terms of performance for that day. Let's also talk about bid strategy toggles, right? If CPA spikes but conversion stays strong, turn on your cost cap duplicates as well. Talking about those duplicated assets, you can also have some of those with a certain cost cap behind them. This will most likely stabilize delivery and keeps you scaling with profitability in mind. When it comes to optimization loops, throughout the day we are constantly iterating. You are basically going to track your performance from the campaign to the ad set and the creative level as well. You're gonna start killing any creatives or ads that are under your CTR benchmark for the ad account after the first $50 to $100 in spend based on your average order value as well. Never touch targeting or budget before, I would say, turning on more creatives that you have them on the side. Keep multiple audiences running. In the end of the day, broadly will most likely outperform anything else, but this is also the time of the year when you can have, as I said, localized tags, interest-based audiences. Make sure you have all your warm audiences in terms of like abandoned carts, checkouts, website visitors as much as possible. Always have a manual placement sibling ready in case Advantage Plus placements start acting weird, right? In terms of pacing and delivery of the budget. I would say understanding this concept is the difference between media buyers who they sit around and hope for better performance, the ones that understand how to control their spend to maximize profit. You do not set it and forget it. That's the most important idea. You just adapt hour by hour as much as possible. When it comes to risk controls, it's important to think about the concept that Black Friday Cyber Monday is a balance between aggression and protection. If MER floor drops, I would say twice that day, you start killing some ad spend. If CPA jumps by 25% over target, you cut back 20-25% of your spend. If anything happens with your website, and I hope it's not, pause any surge ad sets and go warm only in terms of audiences until the issues get fixed and conversion rate goes back to where it was initially. Remember that scaling is useless if you burn your margin. Control the downside first. Let's take some time to look through automated in-platform rules as well. And one important aspect of those rules to keep in your mind is that they are not there to replace us. They are all about extending our reaction period. I put together 3 examples that I want to walk you through in terms of like budget acceleration, protection, and what sort of, I would say, automated rules you can set up to kill creatives that are not necessarily driving the performance that you want and are just sucking too much spend, unprofitable level. We're gonna break every single one of those down, and I want to walk you through the exact same rules I would set up for our clients during that weekend in order to maximize spend and profitability. Okay, let's talk about budget acceleration. If CPA is healthy and pacing is behind, one thing that I want to mention is that keep in mind that numbers I have for those rules are just examples. You definitely need your proper targets in order to set up the best automated rules for your ad account. So if spend is above or equal with $200 and CPA is below 35, increase budget by 15%. If purchases are more than 5 and ROAS is higher than a 3x, increase budget by 20%. I do suggest you cap these rules 3 increases per day to avoid any sort of runaway spend. Okay, let's talk about budget protection. If CPA blows past your ceiling, if CPA is above $50 or your target, or ROAS is below 2 or below your target, you have to pause the asset or decrease the budget by 20% based on how performance is gonna keep holding throughout the rest of the day. Always pair protection rules with notifications so you can double check before acting. Really important that those rules, due to the delay attribution and many other factors of the platform, might not act on time. So you obviously need to double check a lot of those rules. But again, as I said, they are just there to extend our reaction time as much as possible because they will make your life easier and obviously actually they will make your account more profitable. Let's talk about rules that apply at the creative level, right? For rapid creative iteration. If spend is above $100 and it didn't drive any purchases, you're gonna set that rule to turn off the ad. If CTR is below 0.8% or your average click-through rate benchmark from your ad account and spend is above $50, then you're also gonna set up the rule to pause that certain creative. It's really important to keep in mind that you only run creative kill rules at the ad level, not at the asset level or the campaign level to affect anything else in terms of performance across the board when it comes to the ad account. We pretty much got to the end. I have some final notes that I would like you to keep in mind. Remember that Black Friday Cyber Monday isn't about fancy tricks. It's about tight feedback loops and controlled aggression. We are not chasing volume blindly. We are scaling, protecting MER, and squeezing every single ounce of efficiency from Meta delivery system. I have a few quick notes from the previous slides as well to remember what you have to do right before that weekend in order to be able to maximize the amount of revenue you are driving. Prep everything way before the Black Friday Cyber Monday weekend. Ramp budgets early. Use lifetime budgets and same day campaigns in your advantage to unlock more efficiency and maximize spend. Duplicate to scale. Don't just crank budgets behind the same ad set or campaigns. Constantly iterate creatives. Kill underperforming ones and turn new creatives on. Automate the repetitive stuff inside your account using the rules. And above all, stay proactive. Don't wait for problems to appear, and please stay ahead of them, because that's the only way you will be able to become very profitable and make that weekend the biggest period in terms of revenue for your brand throughout the entire year. Alright guys, that's the full process we will be using again this year for all our brands. Full transparency is the exact same structure that lets us spend millions during that weekend without breaking delivery or killing profits. Remember that if you want to win Black Friday, you must execute with clarity and speed. Also, if you found this full breakdown helpful, please drop a like, hit the subscribe button to support the channel and stay up to date with any other performance-driven insights I'm going to post, and I will see you in the next one.